Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm from Group A and you can see it's of 4 members. Divya Shri, Nurul Zafira Najwa, Nurul Afrina Shamimi and me, Alifah Nur Ayuni. We are going to present about experiment digestion of starch and digestion of lipid. So let's begin.
So now we are going to look at the objectives. For the first objective, to examine the function of common enzyme in digestion of starch and lipid. And for the second objective is to determine the factors affecting enzyme activity on substrate. So we move to the second slide, which is the methodology of digestion of starch. For the first one, we need to prepare 6 pairs of test tube. For the first pair, we need to label it as A1 and A2 with 4 ml glucose. And then for the second pairs, B1 and B2 with 4 ml starch. And then C1 and C2 with 4 ml untreated amylase, D1 and D2 with 2 ml starch and 2 ml untreated amylase. And for the last pairs, we need to label it as E1 and E2 with 2 ml starch and acidified amylase. And for the acidified amylase, we need to mix 4 ml of amylase and 0.5 ml of 1 mole hydrochloric acid and left for at least 15 minutes. And all the test tube are shook well and left and let it stand for 10 minutes. And then for the test reagent is added into the test tube as followed. For the first one is 0.5 ml of iodine solution is added into test tube A1 until E1 and shook it well and the observation is recorded into a table later. And then for the second one is 0.5 ml of Benedict's reagent is added into test tube A2 until E2 and all the test tube is shook well and been incubated in boiling water bath for 100 Celsius for 5 minutes and the observation is recorded.
So here the result. For A, which contains only 4 ml of glucose, the brown color of iodine remains unchanged in the iodine test and the blue color solution changes to dark orange in the Benedict test. So here the starch is absent but the glucose is present. And for B, which contains 4 ml of starch only, the brown color solution turns blue-black in the iodine test and the blue color solution remains unchanged in the Benedict test. So here the starch is present but the glucose is absent. And for C, 4 ml of untreated amylase, the brown color solution remains unchanged in the iodine test. So it shows the absence of the starch and the blue color solution turns to like orange in the Benedict test. But we should get the blue color solution remains unchanged. So here is error in the Benedict test. It must shows the absence of the glucose actually. And for D, 2 ml of starch mixed with 2 ml of untreated amylase, the brown solution turns blue-black in the iodine test, and the blue color solution turns to like orange in the Benedict test. So here the starch is present and the glucose is also present. And for E, 2 ml of starch mixed with 2 ml of acidified amylase, the brown solution turns blue-black in the iodine test. So it shows the starch is present. But for the Benedict test, the blue color solution turns to like orange, which actually the blue color solution must remain unchanged. The color must remains unchanged. But we got negative result for this. It must shows actually the glucose is absent, but here it shows the glucose is present. So here also like the C1, which error in Benedict test.
So now we have arrived to the discussion part for the experiment digestion of starch, and we'll be discussing why we obtain those kind of results. So as we know, starch will be hydrolyzed by the amylase in order to form glucose, and here we will also study the factors affecting the enzyme activity. So in the experiment, we perform 2 tests: iodine test from A1 to E1 to identify the presence of starch, and Benedict test on set A2 to E2 to identify the presence of glucose. So in the experiment, pair A, B, C, and E are control experiment. Pair B is to study the role of amylase, and pair A is to study the effect of pH on amylase activity. So the concept of iodine test is that when iodine test is positive, which means there is a color change from brown to blue-black, that means the starch is present, and when there is negative result, that means the brown color remain unchanged, then the starch is not present. So analyzing the A1, which only has glucose, it shows a negative result because starch is not present. Analyzing B1, which has starch only, shows a positive result because the starch is present. Analyzing C1, it has untreated amylase, so the result is negative, which means the starch is now present. So analyzing D1, it has starch and untreated amylase, so the result is positive. So let's see, there is a mixed observation here. So there is a blue-black part which shows that the starch is still present, and there is also a slight yellow color visible. So the starch concentration here drops because the amylase present has been hydrolyzing the starch into the glucose. So next we analyze the E1. E1 contains the starch and acidified amylase. So here our result is positive, but we also see the mixing of the observation. So the blue-black part shows that the starch is still present, and the slight yellowish color visible there shows that the starch is not present. So here when we see, the starch is slightly hydrolyzed by the amylase in low pH. Theoretically, we know that amylase functions optimally in slightly alkaline condition, which is in pH 7.5. So here in the low pH, the amylase is very less active in the experiment, and the rate of amylase activity on starch is low. And now, going into the Benedict's test. The main concept of Benedict test is that when glucose is present and the result is positive, when glucose is present, the result is positive, and then the blue Benedict's reagent changes color into brick red precipitate. If the result is negative, that means the glucose is not present, the blue color of Benedict reagent remains constant. But it also depends on concentration of glucose. When the concentration of glucose is low, we would get a lower color intensity. So analyzing the test tube A2, which contains glucose only, it shows the positive result. So glucose is present in lower concentration and it matches the expected result. Now going to B2, it contains starch only. So we have a negative result here because glucose is absent here, and we can see it matches the theoretical result. So going into the C2, it has untreated amylase only. This experiment does not match with the expected result. We have found error in the experiment. Supposedly, the starch should be absent and not hydrolyzed by the amylase. But the result shows that the glucose is present here, indicating the initial presence of the starch. Why this has occurred? We have troubleshooted that this is probably due to the mixing that occurred through the mixed use of the glass vase. So to prevent this error to happening to recur and improve the experimental result, the glass vase such as pipette and dropper should be cleaned before drawing any new solution in the experiment. Now, analyzing the D2 test tube, it contains starch and untreated amylase. So the result is positive because the glucose is present and it matches the theory. So the amylase has been hydrolyzed the starch into the glucose. So the yellow color shows the low concentration of glucose. And now the final one is the E2, which contains starch and acidified amylase. So this experiment does not match with the expected result too. Some amylase here is still active and hydrolyzed the starch into the glucose. That is why we got a positive result. So to prevent this from happening, we would like to suggest to shake the mixture using the vortex to ensure the thorough mixing, and this would ensure that the amylase is not active and they are all completely becoming inactive due to the acidic condition.
Next, for the methodology digestion of lipid, 4 test tubes are prepared as follows. For the test tube A, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of bile are added. Then 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein is added and 0.2% natrium hydroxide. Drop by drop until the solution turns pink. 3 drops of vegetable oil is added and shook well. The solution is incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Next, for the test tube B, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of distilled water is added, 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein is added, and 0.2% natrium hydroxide, drop by drop until the solution turns pink. 3 drops of vegetable oil is added and shook well. The solution is incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Next, for the test tube C, 2 ml of bile and 4 ml of distilled water are added. 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein is added and 0.2% natrium hydroxide, drop by drops until the solution turns pink. 3 drops of vegetable oil is added and shook well. The solution is incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. For the test tube D, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of bile are added. Then 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein is added and 0.2% natrium hydroxide, drop by drop until the solution turns pink. 3 drops of vegetable oil is added and shook well. The solution is incubated at 100 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Next, for the result, for the test tube A, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of bile at 37 degrees Celsius. For the initial color is pink, and for the final, pink color remains unchanged, and it doesn't match with the expected final result, which it should be colorless. For the test tube B, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of distilled water at 37 degrees Celsius. For the initial, it pink, and for the final, the pink color remains unchanged, and it also doesn't match with the expected final result, which should be light pink. And for the test tube C, 2 ml of distilled water and 4 ml of bile at 37 degrees Celsius. For the initial color is pink, and for the final, pink color remains unchanged. With each match with the expected final result, pink color remains unchanged. And for the last test tube D, 2 ml of lipase and 4 ml of bile at 100 degrees Celsius. For the initial, it's pink, and for the final, pink color remains unchanged, and it matches with the expected final result, which pink color remains unchanged. And for the conclusion, for the all test tube, lipid is not hydrolyzed. Thank you.
We have reached the discussion part for the experiment digestion of lipid. So we'll be discussing why we obtain those kind of results. So lipid and bile salts work synergically in lipid digestion. So they work optimally in alkaline solution. In our experiment, we have created the alkaline solution by adding the sodium hydroxide solution in each test tube. And then the concept of the experiment is that experimentally, the presence of acid that creates a low pH is an indication that the hydrolysis of lipid has occurred, as fatty acid has been produced as the product. The presence of the acid can be detected by using a pH indicator. Here we use phenolphthalein. So phenolphthalein changes its color from pink to colorless in an acidic condition. So let's see. In the experiment, test tube B, C, D are control experiment. Test tube B is to study the role of bile, C is to investigate the role of lipase, and D is to learn the effect of temperature on lipase activity. So, analyzing test tube A. Test tube A has got every condition for the lipid digestion fulfilled. However, the experiment was unsuccessful. We have found an error in the experiment. It does not match the expected result. Supposedly, the pink color of the phenolphthalein must change colorless. This is because fatty acid must have been produced, will create a low pH condition, and it causes the color change. But here, our lipid is not hydrolyzed. So the problem is probably be because the contents are not mixed well, and the incubation period, which is 1 hour, is too short. So we suggest that the contents has to be mixed using the vortex, and the incubation period has to be more than an hour. This is to make sure the thorough mixing, and also more time for the lipase enzyme to get active and act on lipid. Now, analyzing test tube B. Test tube B was also unsuccessful. We have found an error in the experiment, and it does not match the expected result. Supposedly, the pink color of phenolphthalein must change into the light pink. Here, the lipid is not hydrolyzed. But why we expect pink to change light pink? This is because the bile is not present here. So as we know, the function of a bile is to speed up the lipid digestion by reducing the surface tension of fat globules, emulsify lipid, breaking them into tiny droplets and providing a larger surface area for the lipase to act on the lipid. Here, the bile is absent. So supposedly, the lipase must have hydrolyzed the lipid gradually and slowly. So we have a very small color change. But here it didn't happen. So the problem might be probably the contents are not mixed well and the incubation period is too short. So the suggestion is same as A. The solution must be mixed with vortex and it should be incubated for more than an hour. Next, analyzing the test tube C, we have obtained a positive result. So the result matches the expected result. Here, the lipid is not hydrolyzed, the lipase is not present. So the bile is only present, manages to break the lipid molecule into tiny droplets, but it could not digest the lipid. Now, analyzing the test tube D. So we obtain positive result. It definitely matches the expected results. Here, the lipid is not hydrolyzed by the lipase because the temperature, the condition was the temperature, which is 100 degrees Celsius, is too high for the lipase enzyme to be active. So here the lipase enzyme has denatured, so it couldn't bind with the lipid molecule. So no enzyme catalyzed reaction occurred and the digestion of lipid here is halted.
That's all from us. Thank you.